Unfortunately, today, the Rules Committee heard memorandum of understanding, which was going to be just a conceptual step in moving the Plaza de Panama project forward, and they failed to support the project. And as a result of that, the Plaza de Panama Committee has decided to suspend the project, which means that I'm not going to be asking for your support today, and I probably won't be back to ask for your support later.
I will. Oh, I will.
Excuse me?
Why don't you just wait? So Gerry, tell me, who is the Rules Committee?
The Rules Committee is a committee of 5 members of the 8-member City Council, and they're kind of the traffic cops for the City Council. And generally, major items of major public policy go to the Rules Committee. There are other committees as well. It's the only one that has 5 members. So it's a pretty clear gauge, I think, of what the 8-member City Council is going to do. The action that the Rules Committee took today included support for closure of the Cabrillo Bridge. And they spoke about having Stacy Lemedico, the Park and Recreation Director, return to them with plans for what I will call experimental closures of Cabrillo Bridge to determine what effect that has on the park and I assume on the surrounding traffic. If the Cabrillo Bridge is closed, essentially anybody entering Balboa Park would do it on Park Boulevard. So it would move. About 40% of the people now enter the park on Cabrillo Bridge, and so all those people would then be entering on Park Boulevard. So it's an idea that has been discussed for some time in the city. It's never gotten this sort of approval from the City Council. It's obviously not the Plaza de Panama project, and they're going to, I believe, go forward with that. I bring this up only because there is something else happening in Balboa Park that I'm sure you guys will want to weigh in on at some point. I really thank this committee for having heard our presentation in the past. And in the event that at some point the Plaza de Panama Committee has another project to bring back, we'll certainly come back to you. I appreciate your hospitality, and I hope that you don't think that we wasted your time over the past few meetings, because it seems like you guys cycle a lot of work through this committee, and you spend a lot of time on these things. So I appreciate everything, Pat and the whole group.
Does anyone have questions for Gerry?
I was there this morning, and a lot of us had 2 minutes. I tried to show a couple of slides from the show that I'll show you tonight. But it was my understanding that they did approve the MOU with amendments.
No, and thank you. The action they took was to forward it to the City Council without recommendation, without getting into the committee action, which may be of more interest to some here than others. Several members of the committee said they had significant problems with it, including Todd Gloria, who represents Balboa Park, and Tony Young, who's the council president. And at that point, I think the Union Tribune, which posted a story online, foreshadowed that this was a huge problem for the project. The fact of the matter is that Dr. Jacobs, who is a philanthropist, has been pouring a lot of money into the project, and the likelihood of continued delay, all of this was coming out of his pocket, and I think that he was well within his rights to try and read the writing on the wall from today's action, and felt that it was time to pull the plug on the funding for the project, such as it was. So we're in a state of limbo, might be a kinder way of saying it, personally I thought it was a brilliant project that would bring a lot to Balboa Park. But this is a community where there are a lot of different voices, and many of them have been heard.